Hey there folks, Trevor Noah here, and today, we're diving into the wild world of Bitcoin. Now I know what you're thinking. Bitcoin? Isn't that just some internet money for tech geeks? Well, it's a bit more than that. Bitcoin is a revolutionary form of currency that's changing the way we think about money. You might have heard of it, this whole cryptocurrency thing. It's been making headlines, and for good reason. Bitcoin isn't just a fad, it's a new kind of money that's here to stay. But what exactly is it, and why should you care? It sounds complicated, but trust me, it's not as scary as it seems. Think of Bitcoin as digital cash. Just like you use cash to buy things, you can use Bitcoin to make purchases online or even in some physical stores. The difference is, Bitcoin is entirely digital and operates on a technology called blockchain. So why was Bitcoin even invented? Well, let's take a trip back in time. Traditional banking systems have been around for centuries, and while they've served us well, they come with their own set of problems. High fees, slow transactions, and a lack of privacy are just a few issues people face. Now imagine a world without banks, governments, or any central authority controlling your money. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But that's the dream Bitcoin is chasing. It's a decentralized currency, meaning no single entity has control over it. Instead, it's powered by a network of computers all over the world. That's the dream Bitcoin is chasing. It's like digital cash, but instead of relying on institutions, it uses clever technology to work its magic. This technology is called blockchain, and it's what makes Bitcoin so secure and transparent. Blockchain is a digital ledger that records all Bitcoin transactions. Think of it as a giant, transparent notebook that everyone can see but no one can alter. Every time someone sends or receives Bitcoin, it's recorded on this ledger, making it nearly impossible to cheat the system. Bitcoin was created to solve some big problems with traditional money. Things like fraud, censorship, and the sheer hassle of international transfers. Have you ever tried sending money overseas? It's a nightmare of fees and delays. With Bitcoin, you can send money to anyone, anywhere in the world without needing permission from anyone else. No banks, no middlemen, just you and the person you're sending money to. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's incredibly efficient. With Bitcoin, you're in control. You hold your own money and you decide how to use it. No more waiting for bank approvals or dealing with hidden fees. It's financial freedom at your fingertips. You can send money to anyone, anywhere in the world, without needing permission from anyone else. Pretty cool, right? And it's not just for tech-savvy people. Anyone can use Bitcoin with just a smartphone and an internet connection. Now, you might be thinking, but Trevor, how does this whole thing even work? Don't worry, my friend, we'll break it down step by step. Bitcoin might seem complex at first, but once you understand the basics, it all starts to make sense. Don't worry, my friend, we'll break it down step by step. We'll explore how Bitcoin transactions work, what mining is, and how you can get started with Bitcoin yourself. So stick around and let's unravel the mystery of this new kind of money together. Alright, let's talk about how you actually use Bitcoin. Imagine you want to send some Bitcoin to your friend. It's like sending an email, but instead of words, you're sending digital coins. Every Bitcoin transaction is recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain. Think of it like a giant digital book that everyone can see. This book keeps track of every single Bitcoin transaction that's ever happened. When you send Bitcoin, your transaction is broadcast to the network. Special computers called miners then verify the transaction and add it to the blockchain. Once it's in the blockchain, it's there forever, like a permanent record. Now you might be wondering, but Trevor, how do we know these miners are trustworthy? That's where things get really interesting. Remember that public ledger we talked about, the blockchain? Well, it's not just any old book. It's more like a high-tech, tamper-proof record-keeping system. The blockchain is made up of blocks, and each block contains a bunch of Bitcoin transactions. These blocks are linked together in chronological order like chapters in a book. And guess what? Each block has a timestamp. This timestamp is crucial because it proves when a transaction happened. It's like having a digital notary public verifying every single Bitcoin transaction. This makes it nearly impossible to cheat the system or spend the same Bitcoin twice. But how do we make sure these timestamps are accurate and reliable? That's where the magic of proof of work comes in. Alright folks, time for a little tech talk. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Proof of work is like a digital puzzle that miners have to solve to add new blocks to the blockchain. These puzzles are really hard to solve, but the first miner to crack the code gets to add the next block and earn some Bitcoin as a reward. It's like a digital gold rush. This process of solving puzzles and adding blocks is what keeps the Bitcoin network secure. Because it takes so much computing power to mine Bitcoin, it's practically impossible for any single entity to control the network. So, the next time you hear someone talking about proof of work, you can impress them with your newfound knowledge. You're welcome. Now let's talk about the unsung heroes of the Bitcoin world, the nodes. These nodes are the backbone of the Bitcoin network, ensuring that everything runs smoothly and securely. Nodes are like the gossip girls of the Bitcoin network. They are constantly in communication, sharing the latest updates and information about transactions and blocks. They're constantly talking to each other, sharing information about transactions and blocks. This continuous chatter ensures that every node is up to date with the latest state of the blockchain. Every time a new transaction happens, it's broadcast to all the nodes in the network. This broadcast is like a ripple effect, spreading the news of the transaction far and wide. The nodes then check the transaction to make sure it's valid and follows all the rules of the Bitcoin protocol. They verify the transaction's authenticity, ensuring that no double spending or fraudulent activities occur. This decentralized network of nodes is what makes Bitcoin so resilient. Unlike traditional centralized systems, Bitcoin's network is spread out across the globe, with thousands of nodes working in harmony. There's no single point of failure. This means that even if one part of the network goes down, the rest can continue to function without any issues. Even if some nodes go offline, the network keeps on chugging along. This redundancy ensures that Bitcoin remains operational and secure no matter what happens. It's like a hydra cut off one head and two more grow back. This analogy perfectly captures the resilience and robustness of the Bitcoin network. So the next time you make a Bitcoin transaction, remember all those hard-working nodes diligently maintaining the integrity of the network. They work tirelessly behind the scenes, ensuring that every transaction is processed smoothly and securely. These nodes are not just passive participants, they actively contribute to the network's security by validating transactions and blocks. This validation process is crucial for maintaining the trust and reliability of the Bitcoin network. In essence, nodes are the guardians of the Bitcoin network. They ensure that the rules are followed and that the network remains decentralized and secure. Without them, the entire system would be vulnerable to attacks and failures. The beauty of this system lies in its decentralization. By distributing the responsibility across thousands of nodes, Bitcoin achieves a level of security and resilience that is unparalleled in the world of digital currencies. So the next time you hear about Bitcoin, take a moment to appreciate the incredible network of nodes working tirelessly behind the scenes. They are the unsung heroes, ensuring that the Bitcoin network remains robust, secure, and decentralized. Now you might be thinking, but Trevor, what's stopping these miners from messing with the system? That's where incentives come in. Remember how miners get rewarded with Bitcoin for adding blocks to the blockchain? Well, that's just one part of the equation. They also have a financial incentive to play by the rules. You see, if a miner tries to cheat the system, the other nodes will reject their block and they won't get rewarded. In fact, they'll have wasted a lot of time and computing power for nothing. So, it's in the best interest of miners to be honest and follow the rules. It's like that old saying, honesty is the best policy. Especially when there's a lot of money on the line. Now, let's talk about privacy. You might have heard that Bitcoin is anonymous. Well, that's not entirely accurate. It's more accurate to say that Bitcoin is pseudonymous. What does that mean? It means that your Bitcoin transactions are linked to a unique address, not your real-world identity. Think of it like a digital nickname. So, while your transactions are recorded on the public blockchain, your identity remains hidden. It's like using a secret code to send and receive money. However, it's important to remember that Bitcoin's privacy is not foolproof. If you're not careful, it's possible to link your Bitcoin address to your real-world identity. So, what does the future hold for Bitcoin? This question has been on the minds of investors, technologists, and everyday people alike. Bitcoin, the first and most well-known cryptocurrency, has come a long way since its inception in 2009. From being a niche interest among cryptography enthusiasts to becoming a household name, Bitcoin's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. But as we look ahead, the path forward is filled with both immense potential and significant challenges. Well, that's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the million Bitcoin question. The potential of Bitcoin is vast. It promises a new way of thinking about money. one that is decentralized and free from the control of any single entity. This has profound implications for the global financial system. Imagine a world where transactions are seamless, borderless, and instantaneous. No more waiting days for international transfers or paying exorbitant fees to intermediaries. Bitcoin has the potential to revolutionize the way we think about money. It's not just about digital transactions, it's about creating a new financial ecosystem. One where people have more control over their own money, where financial inclusion is a reality for billions of unbanked individuals around the world. Bitcoin ATMs are popping up in cities globally, and more businesses are starting to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. This is just the beginning. It's decentralized, secure, and borderless. The underlying technology, blockchain, ensures that transactions are transparent and tamper-proof. This level of security is unprecedented in the financial world. Bitcoin mining, the process by which new Bitcoins are created, is a testament to the robustness of this system. And with secure digital wallets, users can store their Bitcoins safely, knowing that their assets are protected. It could give financial freedom to people who don't have access to traditional banking systems. In many developing countries, access to banking is limited, but mobile phone penetration is high. Bitcoin can bridge this gap, providing a way for people to participate in the global economy. Imagine a farmer in a rural area being able to sell their produce to a buyer in another country, all through a simple Bitcoin transaction. This is the promise of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin also faces some challenges. The road ahead is not without its bumps. Regulatory scrutiny is increasing as governments around the world grapple with how to handle this new form of money. News headlines often highlight the volatility of Bitcoin's price, causing concern among potential investors. One day it can skyrocket, and the next, it can plummet. This unpredictability makes it a risky investment for many. Its value can be volatile, swinging wildly in short periods. This volatility can be attributed to various factors including market speculation, regulatory news, and macroeconomic trends. For some, this volatility is a barrier to adoption, as they fear losing their investment. For others, it's an opportunity to make significant gains. But it's important to remember that with high reward comes high risk. It can be complex to understand, especially for those who are not tech-savvy. The concepts of blockchain, mining, and digital wallets can be daunting. Educational efforts are crucial to help people understand how Bitcoin works and how they can use it safely. Workshops, online courses, and seminars are being conducted worldwide to demystify Bitcoin and make it more accessible to the general public. And it's not widely accepted as a form of payment yet. While the number of merchants accepting Bitcoin is growing, it's still a small fraction of the global economy. Many businesses are hesitant to adopt Bitcoin due to its volatility and the lack of regulatory clarity. However, as the ecosystem matures and solutions to these challenges are developed, we may see wider acceptance in the future. Only time will tell if Bitcoin will become the future of money. The journey ahead is uncertain, but the potential is undeniable. As more people become aware of Bitcoin and its benefits, and as technological advancements continue to improve its usability and security, we may see a shift in how money is perceived and used. The clock is ticking, and the world is watching. But one thing's for sure, it's already shaken things up and sparked a global conversation about the nature of money and finance. Bitcoin has challenged the status quo and forced us to rethink our financial systems. Whether it becomes the dominant form of money or not, its impact on the world is already significant. It has opened the door to new possibilities and innovations in the financial sector. And that's it for today, folks. I hope this exploration of Bitcoin's potential and challenges has given you a better understanding of this fascinating digital currency. The world of Bitcoin is ever evolving, and staying informed is key to navigating it successfully. I hope you enjoyed this crash course on Bitcoin. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more you learn about Bitcoin, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. The world of cryptocurrency is exciting but also unpredictable. Always do your research and approach with caution. Until next time, happy exploring!